First work experience, I think I had this job I was doing, painting and decorating.
Yeah.
I was getting like £150 a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was, for me, yeah, it wasn't much, but you know what I mean? I was happy at least I was earning something. At the same time, I was waiting to get into the military as well.
Yeah.
So I was going through that process. But like my proper real job, I would say the military. When I left home. That was the experience. You know? That was the experience, which obviously I'm not gonna be going through. But it's good times. You know what I mean? Times when it was hell. It's a bit tough here, but you gotta get through it. You know what I mean? You got the friends who there helping you through it as well. That's the thing about the military. You know what I mean? The brotherhood. You know what I mean? Everyone come together and pull through. Every man is a link man, you know, like the Domino was here, linking. So it was a good experience, and I'll never regret joining the military. Of course. To open doors, you know what I mean? So definitely. Yourself?
Myself, my first job was just first year of uni during winter break at a retail shop. Me and all my friends applied at the same time. It was just like a 2-week job, and we all got the job, and we all worked together. It was fun. And when I say we worked together, we didn't really, we were just playing about. We were just in the what's it called, the stock room, just throwing hangers at each other, etc. So it was fun experience. That was a good thing to start off with. Learn some basic retail skills, and then I went on to working in a cinema for a few years. So it started off well. Learned some good stuff from there, and then it was a good experience. What about you, Uncle? What's your first job?
It's weird. So my nephew was working in a barbershop in Homerton.
Okay.
So when I came to England initially, work was the furthest thing from my mind. I thought I dropped out of school at 11, and I'd take the opportunity to go back to school. Blah blah blah. That was the intention. But anyway, he wanted to quit his job, but he had such a great relationship with his employer, who was a fellow Jamaican, and he didn't know how to tell him that he wanted out. So I said to him, maybe foolishly, because here it is, 20 odd years later, I still am involved in hairdressing, even though when I came to England, I said I was done with it. To the point where I had my own shop. I transferred it to a kid who was working with me for nothing.
Wow.
Because I was so determined that, I've had over 10 years already, I want to go off to do something. Because I always had this, I hate to call it a dream, but for the sake of this conversation, I'd go into broadcasting. So coming to England now, facing all of that opportunity, I'm excited. I'm going to do that. So anyway, I'm having this conversation with my nephew. He says he wants to leave the job, but he didn't know how. Because he didn't want to affect the relationship he had with his employer. So I suggested, all right, I'll come down, I'll work for you for a week. So you would tell him, you're going to have to do something else for a week, and your uncle is going to sit in for you for that week. And then when it comes to the end of the week, I'll just take you to and leave. But has this always been the case with me for whatever reason? And I'm not formally trained. I'm self-taught. But for whatever reason, wherever I've been, I've never had to play second fiddle to anyone. So from day one I was in there.
You know your stuff.
I started to create my own clientele. So I come to the end of the week. It wasn't so easy to leave anymore. But you're fresh and you're excited. So I persevered. And before you know it, a year had come, and I'm still there. Now where he had gone to, business was about to take off. But even at this point, I'm enrolled in college. So I encouraged him to enroll in college also. So he had moved to a different community for work, which was better there. And so on Sundays, because the shop I was working at the time in Homerton wasn't open on Sundays, so on Sundays I'd go with him to Woolwich Arsenal, where he was working. And again, people just took to me. And it got to the point now where, I would have been the first barber from and I really hate to use these political terms, you know, because at the end of the day, in terms of my belief, I don't accept that race exists. For me, race is a social construct. You know, we're all human beings, and I prefer to look at life that way.
Yeah.
So, but again, I say, for the sake of this conversation, I would have been the first barber from the Afro-Caribbean community who would have made £100 in a day.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
So, I mean, to this very day, I'm 56 years old. I'm on the high street, but I'm still held on a pedestal because if the price changed within the community, it's because I have changed it. Everybody waited to see what I do before it moves. So I was going on Sundays, you know, because where I was working in Homerton, the average take home for a week. And looking back, it's almost embarrassing to think I left Jamaica where I was earning, you know, the equivalent to £500, and then come to England and I'm working, taking home £76 on a Saturday. Because I was doing commission 60-40, and for the whole week, you know, you make maybe £200-300 and you get £70 or 80. Right. So I could supplement that when I go to Woolwich, because on a Sunday, you know, I could make £70.
That's it.
And so I now had a following, and I was sharing the chair with my nephew. And then 2002, I think it was, at that time I didn't know anything about, you know, the Muslim celebration Eid. And it was that occasion, the day before Eid, the Somali community just descended on the shop because they had nowhere to go. And like I said, by now I had, you know, made a reputation.
So a reputation, everyone knows you.
Right. And at this point I'm thinking, oh, well, I can actually make money. So
That's it, man.
I quit college.
Do your own thing, innit?
Good. Juggernaut, what about you? I mean, I know you haven't started working yet.
Man's gonna be working soon, innit?
Tell me about your ambitions, about what you want to do.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I just want to do music at the moment.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm more focused on music.
Okay, good. Have you started writing lyrics, etc., already? Yeah? Next episode, I need to give us some previews.
That's it, man. We need to hear something what you're working on, innit?
That's all I can do.
Yeah.